Hey everybody, today's episode is a relationship drama episode. There will be 3 episodes to this series, so if you guys want to see more, please click like so we get an idea for the kinds of videos that you all want to see. Let's get this started. Hey everybody, so today is the first episode of relationship drama. We're going to get right to your questions and answer them for you. Now, we're not doctors, we're not psychologists, we're just answering questions based off of experiences we've been through, right babe?
That's right, that's right.
So hopefully, you know, we can all come here together and talk about, you know, what we all need to work on. So if you have any questions, leave them down below in the comments. How do we do it to stop the electronics and social media, like when you're having dinner or whatever it may be?
Well, that's a tough one because in this day and age, electronics are huge, and everywhere you go, you see cell phones, and you know you want to act like
everybody has cell phones now at dinner. It's
exactly
ridiculous. We basically told each other we're losing connection. We have to have coffee in the morning and just have each other instead of being in electronics. Was that hard for you to do?
I'm not gonna lie, it was very hard for me to do. So I just basically, it took time, but you know, communication is the key to any successful relationship, and you got to talk about it. And you know, Jenny just basically just said, hey, listen, we got to stop this. It's not good, it's not healthy, and we're gonna basically grow apart if we don't focus on
we were actually already growing apart, because it wasn't about how's your day, how are you. It was more like what's on Instagram, what's on Facebook, oh hey, look at this video, hey, look at this post. It's just not okay. So in my book, some of you may think it's okay. We totally respect that. For our family, that wasn't working. We were losing each other along the way. So next question is breaking down walls, and I think this is something that Lee needs to touch on because a lot of guys have a lot of pride. They don't want to be wimps. They're too afraid to give in the relationship. So how did you deal with that, babe? Because I'm a strong woman, and I'm sure it took some adjusting for you.
Again, very, very difficult situation to be in, because the way I was raised basically is, you know, my father wasn't around. It was just me and my 3 brothers and my mom, and when my dad did show up, he was very hard. He just basically told me, you know, it's my way or the highway. Certain things should be done a certain way. So I was very cold. I had a heart, I knew I had a heart, it's just a lot of ice around it, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, when me and Jenny met, we just talked a lot, and at first it's tough because you have high expectations of each other, and I think Jenny's was higher, but at first I was shut down. I would walk out the house, I didn't want to hear it. She would say, hey, let's talk. I didn't want to talk, and then finally we came to an agreement where, you know, hey, listen, if you don't like me approaching you right away, then how should we do it? I said, just give me time to calm down. Let me, you know, think everything through, basically. And once I started thinking things through, things became easier for me. Now, don't get me wrong, fellas. It didn't happen overnight, but, you know, when you love someone, you work at it. And it takes 2. It's not a one-way street, so it goes both ways. So.
It had to be both of us, because if it was just me trying to make the marriage work or the relationship work, it wasn't going to work that way. So it had to be both of us 50-50 the entire time, because whenever one of us would fall, you know, behind, you could totally notice it, right, babe? Like, we would go back at each other easily.
And for the guys, really, really think about it. Like, weigh every option out. You know, just don't say, oh man, she's just getting on my nerves, I'm tired of it. And don't go talk to friends. Basically,
the worst
you know, that's the worst thing you could do, because if they're truly your friends, they're going to respect your decision, say, hey, this is something you got to make on your own, especially when it comes to family. So, you know, take a walk, take a ride, whatever it takes, but think about it.
Because honestly, like, now you have friends that are kind of like not in a relationship, and they're trying to talk you into doing crazy stuff. So we try to find couples like Larry and Cass where they're all about family, and we consider them great friends because of that, because they have the same kind of thinking as we do. Family's #1, making sure you build memories and all that stuff. So that, I think, will help a lot with breaking walls, because guys will do a lot of peer pressure. You're such a wimp, man, don't let her, you know, make you soft. And these are things that Lee went through at work, and he still does, but he doesn't let it get to him.
Well, it's not that, it's just you feel like you're missing out on something. You want to be with the fellas, you want to be a part of it, you hear all this stuff, and it is kind of a macho thing, but honestly, if you think about it and you truly look at the situation, you know, like really step outside the box, and You look at what you have at home and you value what you have. You treasure what you have, your foundation, your rock. Think about it and say, listen, is it really worth it? I mean, what are these guys bringing to the table? What can they offer me? Are they helping me in a positive way, or are they just weighing me down? And that's not going to happen overnight, but you really got to think about it, because at the end, you know, your kids need you. They need you. They look up to you. You're their role model, especially boys. Boys look up to their fathers so much, and we all know how daddy's little girls are, and I can't relate because I don't have one, but at the same time, we are big role models. So you have to think about that, because in this day and age, everybody just wants to quit so easy. And you know, for the wives, if you have a man, it's really hard. You got to keep pushing them in a positive way. Don't push them in a way that they're just going to leave and don't want to be bothered. Really think about their situation and understand where they came from, because growing up for me, Jenny had to really step outside the box and say, listen, I'm approaching this the wrong way. It's hard. You know, because if I keep hitting him, he's got thick skin, and I keep going at him the wrong way, he's just going to run. And, you know, I told her, I said, just give me time. And with time, it worked out better.
It took a lot of time, girls. And this goes to our other question is, controlling, because a lot of women love controlling and being in control, and it's okay to a certain point, because we are the hearts of the family sometimes. I'm not saying that we're hearts of the family all the time, but I know I'm the heart in this family because I'm the one that gives the most love. Lee was very cold. We were brought up totally different. So ethnicity wise, culture wise, it was chaos, let me tell you. But you kind of have to work together, and instead of looking at it as a negative, which we did in the beginning, you have to look at it as a positive, because if we were alike, babe, how boring would that be?
Oh, I'm telling you.
When it's something serious, still cool off, because you'll say things that you don't mean along the way that you cannot take back. So just basically talk about it once you're cooled off, and really point out what's good, what's bad. Maybe even have a journal. Lee and I have a journal, and it works really great, because you get to touch on weaknesses that you need to really focus on.
And once again, I'll go back to painting that picture, you know, and if you come from a broken home and, you know, you've always had to fend for yourself, and you really didn't have that father figure or that person looking over you. My mom was always there, but for a man, you need that father figure who could actually tell you, you know, how to approach a situation. But you want to build memories, and that's what life's about. That's what family's about, doing things together, loving, laughing, just enjoying life, bonding, you know. And bonding was a tough one for me, especially because growing up, my dad never kissed me. He never really showed me, thanks babe, he never really showed me a lot of emotion. So emotion was very so hard.
Very hard. And it was hard for me, because I'm the total opposite. I'm like the lovey-dovey, the kissy, the huggy, and all that stuff. And it was so hard for me, because I was like, you're so cold. I can't even cuddle. You're just like, he's like this, like a I don't know, like a sergeant on duty. I don't know, but it was not easy. For us girls, we know when we have a good man. Okay, so even though they have a front on the outside when you meet them and you're like, man, he's a little player, but then you feel in your heart, this is the guy, he has potential. And guys are so different. Like I was telling Lee the other day, when I volunteered at Bubba's school, you see the little girls and they're like playing house and getting their makeup done and their hair done, and then you see the line of the boys and they're like, hey, what's up, dude? When's recess? They're like so chill. It's like two different worlds, you guys.
Hey, hold on a minute.
So is. When are we gonna play football? And the girls are like, look at my hair and look at my baby doll, and they're just so
well, speak
cute.
for yourself, because I love to dress. Like from the Midwest, we love to get suited and booted.
I'm talking about kids. You see the evolution of men and women, and they're totally different sides, you know, like it seems that we almost grow at different rates. And I'm not speaking for everybody, because I was always very mature since I was a little girl, and Bubba's, I feel he's a little mature too for his age. But you know, you just have to understand each other and learn that you're probably sometimes thinking two completely different things. And with that being said, we're going to close today's topic, and we will see you again next week for another relationship drama episode.
Bye bye.
Don't forget to be positive and communicate. Try for it not to lead to an argument.
Yeah, that's what's up.
That's really usually what happens, actually. You're like, let's talk about it. And then, boom. So just try to make it soft.
I think she's going to let me speak now. I better speak.
No.
Anyway. Have a wonderful day. Lovely weekend. We love you guys.
Happy Labor Day weekend!
That's right. Get it in. Go hard. Be safe. Don't drink and drive. And if you do overdo it, have somebody pick you up.
Hey, and if you guys have a good time this weekend, send us some pictures to JennisseMakeupTV@gmail.com. We would love to see them and possibly share them in our next episode. If you want to send us some pictures of your husband, yourself, your loved one, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever, send it over. We'd love to see it.
Have a good one, fellas. I know you'll do it. You'll get through it. If you got any questions, leave them on the comments. I will respond. Anything I can do to help you out.
Take care, everybody.
Peace.
Bye.